The battles of my father's house. They caused me to pray. When I entered prayer, this is what he has told me. I was seated there. And he whispered to me. And he said, I'm the Lord who did that last time. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, I'm the Lord who did that last time. There is the God of Abraham. There is the God of Isaac. But there is a time when Jacob says that the God of Bethel. And he says the God of Bethel. You've not heard what I've said. Jacob doesn't say the God of Isaac. He speaks of the God of Bethel. Jacob leaves his home as you left your home in the village with slippers and a polythene bag. And Jacob is running from home. I don't have anyone I'm speaking with. Jacob runs from his home because there was something going after him in his home. He has his elder brother who was not good.
The battles of my father's house.
The battles of my father's house. It pushed me to pray. The battles of my father's house. They caused me to pray. When I entered prayer, that is where I've got wealth. Let me speak to someone. There is a day you move. You do not know where I will end up. And you say, let me go like that. The Lord will help me. You didn't even have transport. And you say, let me go. You do not know where to start from. And you don't know the one I'm talking to. And you say, let me go like that. And you don't know where the one is. And you say, do you know the city? And you say, I don't know the city, but I've gone. Instead of dying from here. Am I speaking to someone? They bewitched you. You said instead of dying of witchcraft, let me go with the world. Instead of dying from here, what you have, and you moved like that. I got to the prayer mountain and they gave me a bottle of water. As Jacob was moving, tell your neighbor it became night. It became night. It was now night. I will not forget. There was a day it became dark as I was walking in the city. It seemed like I was going somewhere, but I had nowhere to go. It seemed like I had a destination, but I had nowhere to go. And it became night time. And I saw all the taxis being finished. And I wondered which one should I take. And so I looked at all the alternatives and I just decided to pick one. I sat in the taxi. I do not know where I was going. I didn't even have money. I sat. As I was seated in the taxi, I slept. Tell your neighbor I thank you because I slept. Because of sleep. As I was sleeping in the taxi, I had a voice speaking with me. And he said it would be like this. As at a time like this, all the nations will be welcoming you.
Hallelujah.
And I said hallelujah. The one who was next to me asked what is wrong. And I asked him, where are we? And he said, where are you going? And I told him, I think I'm lost. And he said, where were you going? And I told him, I don't know where I was going.
By the way.
And he said, by the way, they were asking for money. For transport. You were sleeping. I paid him. And I said, God. And I said, where are we? And he said, we are in Imiko. wa?
And I asked him,
Nagamba ngenda yiganga.
and he said, I'm going to
Nemugamba
Uganda.
nange gyendaga.
And I said, I'm going
Namuzogenda
to
kola kiti
And he
simanyi.
said, what are you going to do?
Nagamba
I
ndi
said, I don't
musumba.
know. And he said, I'm a pastor.
Nega ndi nyabo.
And I said,
Ogambye otya?
what have you said?
Naga ndi musumba.
And he said, I'm a
Nemugamba
pastor.
Mukama yangambye
And I
gwe.
told him the Lord indeed was telling me about you.
Hey. Ngambira muno Katonda waluli.
Tell him the Lord of last
Ngambira
time.
Katonda waluli.
The Lord of last time.
Uliriza.
Listen,
Musumba tugenda naye.
Pastor, we went to
Tutuuke Iganga.
We got to Iganga.
Tugenda ku church.
We went to the church.
Waliyo night prayer.
There was night prayer.
Ng'alina omusumba gwe yayise.
And there was a pastor here.
N'amukubira akasimu.
And he
N'amugamba sikyazze.
And he said,
Nfunyewo olugendo.
I've got something.
N'angamba mulenzi.
And I said,
osobola okubuulira.
Can you preach?
Ne mugamba okigambire nnyowe. Ekyo nkisobolera ddala. Nga simanyi kubuulira.
I didn't know how to
naye nga mmanyi essaala.
But I knew how to pray.
Nga simanyi kubuulira.
I didn't know how to preach.
Nga simanyi kubuulira.
I didn't know how to preach.
Naye nga mmanyi kye bayita
But
essaala.
I knew how to
Ne
pray.
ngamba ekyo nja kikola.
And I said I would do
Ne ndyoka
that.
nkwata essaala.
And I started
Zigenda
praying.
okuyingira essaawa 8.
When it came to
Ng'essaala etokota nga mberenge.
there was prayer going on.
Omanyi essaala ng'oli mujjala.
You know when you're hungry and
Ngenda okumala
praying,
essaala bwe
by
nti.
the end of the prayer,
Ng'emitwalo 17 kiri ku
170,000
kituuti.
was on the
Ne
power.
ngamba Katonda wa luno.
Say the Lord of this time.
Ngambira muno. Ndi kasita olina essaala.
As long as you know how to pray,
Kasita olina essaala.
as long as you know how to pray,
Ngenda okumala night prayer.
by the end of the night prayer,
Nga pasita ngamba.
the pastor was telling me,
Baali nga mubira simanyi pasita nga ngamba.
he told me,
Toddayo Kampala.
don't go back to
Ne mutima
Kampala.
ne nga new'okudda mbadde sirinaayo.
And I
Ne mugamba kambuuze
looked
Mukama
at him in
ky'agamba.
my heart, I was thinking, I
Nenga
have no place
nga
to go
nakkiriza
back
dda.
to. But I had already
Nenga
accepted.
toddayo Kampala.
He said, don't go back to
Njagala kutegekera
Kampala. I
lukuŋŋaana.
want to prepare a
Week
conference for
ejja.
you the next week.
Ne mbuuza ndaaba nkola ki weekend.
And I said what I will be
Ne ngamba
doing this week.
katukuŋŋaanye abasabye
And he
basabise.
said, let us gather people of prayer and you
Ate Kampala
lead them
nadda.
in prayer. Did I come back to
Myezi
Kampala?
esatu.
3 months.
Ndi eyo.
I'm there
Nkola revival.
bringing a
Ngenda
revival.
okudda.
By the time I returned
Nga
to
nnoonya
Kampala,
nnyumba ya
I
kusulamu.
was looking for a house
Nga
to
mbuuza
sleep
waawa
in.
okusasula.
And I was asking, where should
Ngambira
I pray?
akuliraanye.
Tell your neighbor,
Katonda wa luli.
Lord who did that last time.
Mbadde mbabuulira Yakobo.
I was telling you about Jacob.
Gamba ne buziba.
It came to night time.
Waliyo olunaku lwe bwaziba.
There is a day when it became night for you.
Waliyo olunaku lwe bwaziba.
There is a day when it became night for you.
Waliwo olunaku lwe lwaziba.
There is a day when it became night for you.
Nga tolina gy'olaga.
When you had nowhere to go.
Ate nga buzibye.
And yet it was night time.
Nga buzibye.
It was night time.
Buli omu n'adda ewaabwe.
Everyone went back to their home.
Naye ate Mukama.
You see, God,
Buzibye.
it is now night.
Ne leero luzibye Mukama.
Even today it is now
Naye
night
gwe
time.
Katonda wange.
But you, my God,
Bwe bwali buzibye.
when it was night,
N'atunula awo.
he sat
N'alondawo ejjinja.
and he picked a stone.
N'alindawo the rock of ages.
And he picked the rock of ages,
N'alondawo olwazi.
the rock,
N'alwezizika.
and he put his head upon
Bw'aba
it.
yeebase.
As he was sleeping,
Katonda w'e Beserinaka.
the God of Bethel appeared,
N'aloota ekirooto.
and he had a dream
Ekyakyusa obulamu bwe.
that changed his life.
Bw'alaba Mukama.
He saw God
Ng'ayimiridde waggulu.
standing in the
Ng'ataddewo
heavens,
n'eddaala.
and he had put a ladder,
Bamalayika bambuka.
and the angels were
Ng'abalala
ascending,
bakka.
and others were
N'amugamba
descending.
nze Katonda wa
He
Ibulayimu.
said, I'm the God of
Nze
Abraham,
Katonda wa Isaaka.
I'm the God of Isaac.
Si wano weebase.
Where you slept,
Nkuwaddewo.
I've given you to you.
Kanjogere n'abasayidi eno.
Let me speak to the people of this side.
Where you are sleeping
Wherever say,
as a tenant, I have given it to you.
Nkuwaddewo nga nannyini.
Wano we weebase.
Where you're sleeping.
Nali mu kibaati awo.
I was there.
Awali parking.
Where we have the parking.
Nali mu kibaati awo.
I was there.
N'aŋŋamba bw'ati.
And he told me.
N'anfulumya ebweru ekiro.
He took me outside in the night.
Ssaawa 9.
at 3 a.m. He took me outside and he told me, do you see that garden? In December, build a church for me. And I said, God, you're joking. That place is not even ours. They are not even saying. And he said, what month was he telling me then?
July.
It was July. And he said, by December, build a church for me there. And I said, God, what have you said? And he said, just do what I've told you.
Where is the invitation?
Just send invitations
of opening the church. Where is the invitation?
Send the invitation.
Official opening
for the opening of
the new church.
And even the day 23rd December, send your friends, those who are near, those who are far, and tell them 23rd December, we are calling you. We are going to open a powerful church. And another thing, on Sunday, do groundbreaking in a place which wasn't even ours. We did groundbreaking there. As we were doing the groundbreaking, no one knew. We also didn't know that where we are digging the place wasn't ours. It wasn't yet ours, but the Lord had already given it to us. Beloved, by that time, 23rd December, we were opening the cathedral, and everything was there. The tiles were there, the instruments were there, the chairs were there. There was no debt. No debt. The man brought these, and we had hired them when we are launching the church. As he was putting them up, I said in my heart, no one brings something here and they take it away. We had brought them for hiring. And I said no one will bring them down. At the end of the launch, he said, I'm coming for them tomorrow. And I told him, you'll not take them down. And he said, I'm not selling. I told him, you will sell. Whether you want to or not, I'll buy them. And he said, Pastor, you're proud. I said, I'm not proud. And he said, I love my instruments. And I told him, you don't have the power to take it down. He came back the following day. In that morning I was praying, and then I saw an email someone had sent me. And told me, but check account, I've put something there. And I said, what have you said? I went to the bank. They had put something. It wasn't little. The one who had come to take their instruments, and I told him, escort me as we discussed. And he told me, Pastor, I'm not selling. And I said, don't tell to me, just escort me. I want to see someone. I went to the bank. I got $7,000. And I told him, this is the money. I don't want an agreement. Just go and count the money. If you don't want the money, give it back tomorrow. If you don't want the money, bring it back tomorrow. And I told him, you go and count. You go and count, you come back to me. And I said, have the money. He called Peter and he said, is your pastor no more? He has given me money. He didn't ask for a receipt. He didn't ask for an agreement. And he said that is how he does his things. Did he return my money? He did return my money. Let me tell you, the Lord who did that last time, the Lord who did that last time, I don't know why I'm holding on. It is the reason why you give thanks. The Lord who did that last time.
Teach me to number my days. Oh Lord, teach me to number my blessings. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I was telling you about Jacob. Listen to how he speaks to Jacob. I will go with you. And I will not forsake you until I have performed what I've said. I will not forsake you. And Jacob went. As he was there, he remembered. And he said, my father was really struggled with the children. He tried so hard and got 2. Me, I have 12. And I have 4 women. And he said, the God of Bethel. Let us return to the God of Bethel. Listen. He returns to Bethel. He returns with who? He returns with livestock, with herds. He comes back with 12 men. 4 women. With herds and with goats. I'm imagining when he got to I imagine when he got to Bethel, the ones who came with him, they thought a man was just walking. He got to Bethel and decided he would sit his one and say, I pass here when I had nothing. I pass here when I had nothing. I pass here when I had no shoes. I pass here when I had no clothes. Let me tell you, brethren, you know the Lord of great things. But for me, there are little things which seemed big at that time. One day, they called me to pray for a child who had run mad. We went with brothers. When we got to the place where they called us to pray, the carpet was white. We had to remove our shoes. I looked at my shoes to put it on the man's carpet. It would have been a very bad thing. I was disturbed because the shoe I was going to remove, and underneath there were 4 holes. And even the socks had holes. Because if the shoe has holes, definitely the same thing with the socks. And the socks, all the so what you had to do, you remove the shoe and you remove the socks. But the only problem, they'll take care of themselves. They'll take care of themselves. The scent from the shoe, I say they'll take care of themselves. I removed the shoe. Even me, I would smell myself. I put the socks in the shoes. We went for prayer. And we prayed for the child and he was delivered. And we said, indeed, God has done wonders. I went out to go. I would see only one shoe. I couldn't see the second shoe. We looked for the shoe. Finally, we saw the shoe. The dog had stolen the shoe. The dog was licking the shoe thinking it is eating meat. I froze. The people I was with, they wanted to laugh but they couldn't laugh. Even the host. But this dog, he also wanted to laugh, but he couldn't. As I was there disturbed. Should I go for the shoe? What should I do? The dog was busy. And these ones are laughing. And I'm even scared of the dog. And they were eating the shoe. The one whom I just prayed for entered the house, brought 5 pairs of shoes. 5 pairs of shoes. And you're going to ask, there are times when you put on a shoe that fits you. It must fit you. Whether it has, no matter what that shoe has to fit you. The man who put on sizes you do. For me, I just put on shoes. I don't put on a size. Even now, I just put on shoes. It is my wife who knows. Even the clothes I just put on. Don't ask me which size. We never had a size. We just put on shirts. We put on trousers. We put on shoes. For you put on sizes, you put on. I do not know the sizes. And the brother brought 5 pairs. I didn't ask which size. He might change his mind. I got 4. In my bag, I put on that. It must fit me. I know even how you can cause the foot to fit in the shoe. You just you try by all means to ensure that the shoe fits you. You put on the shoe in the night, by morning time the shoe is fitting you. How can a shoe refuse to fit me? The shoe must fit by all means. For me, I just put on shoes. I had my purple trouser and a yellow shirt and a green tie and white shoes. And you say I'm not smart. Now for you, the shoes may not be a test.